Alright, hello and welcome to the final round of reactions to my predictions for the 2021-22 season. It is the League 2 predictions. I'm just making sure everything is working alright. And hopefully we can get into them without a problem, but except Twitch keeps crashing on my phone, so I can't see if my stream's working. So give me a minute and we'll get on with it. And now my phone's crashed. This is going well already. I have it all set up and ready to go, and then suddenly when I want it actually to be ready and usable, it's like, Right. Audio seems to be working. That's fine. Let's get the predictions up. So, League Two. One of the leagues, lower leagues, actually do pay more attention to because I do support one of the teams down there. I support Bradford City as a second club. So I have been watching them mostly. We'll get to them very, very soon because they're close to start the alphabet, obviously. But as usual, we're going in alphabetical order. If I don't show a lot of ball knowledge, it's because, again, I don't watch a lot of League Two. I only really watch Bradford, so I know I said I watched some of it, but not more than the other leagues, but not a huge amount. And also, there could be audio issues, could be lag issues, the usual issues that could occur. Just be warned. Anyway, so without further ado, let's get it started with Barrow. So I predicted Barrow to be 23rd. They finished 22nd. It's only a place difference, but it's a big place difference because, of course, they've survived relegation. I expected them to go down this year. I didn't think they were strong enough to stay up, and I didn't think they'd be good enough to stay up. But they've proven me wrong, and fair play to Barrow. But it hasn't been a good season by any means. They need more squad depth. There's going to be a recurring theme in this one as well. And of course, there's not a lot of squad depth in League Two. But they need more players. They need more quality if they're going to try and maybe push up League Two a little bit. I thought they would do. I thought it would do worse. Obviously, I picked relegation, but they could do better. They have some players that could help them do better, but it's just survival for them. And I thought for a second, I thought I'd be correct with that one. I thought they'd go down, but nope, they've just managed to stay up. So fair play to Barrow and another season in the Football League. Up next, we've got Bradford City, of course. The team that I've just been talking about, one of my favourite teams in the Football League in England, in the world actually. It's my second team, my second club after Man United, of course. My grandparents support them, which is why I support them. We've done a long career mode on them as well. But this year in real life, they've underwhelmed. They've underwhelmed definitely. I put them in 7th because I thought they would make playoffs. And realistically, they should have made playoffs. They have the squad, they have the quality, they just didn't have the management. And for some reason, goals just kept drying up as well. It wasn't a great scoring season. Bradford just need a good just striker, just a straight up goal scorer in this level, and it's playoffs next season. They've also got Mark Hughes as a manager now. That's mad that Mark Hughes is managing Bradford City. That's insane in my opinion. From going from Man City, champions of England, I guess. I was going to say Champions League, but Champions of England, Man City, to League Two, Bradford City. There's definitely a case for Bradford City getting promoted next season, but they've just not been good enough this season. And 14th, they shouldn't be bottom half of the table in my opinion. They should definitely be challenging for those playoff spots. And I'll admit that the 7th place pick for them was a bit biased. Like I said, do like them. I'm from there, or near there anyway, about 5 miles from there. But basically, it has to be better from Bradford City next season. And with Mark Hughes and a decent striker who's able to put the ball in the back of it, I don't see them getting any lower than playoffs, to be honest. So we'll just see how that pans out when I do my predictions next season. But I think they'll go up if they can keep Mark Hughes at the helm. But 14th, I'm 7 places off. I said 7th. It's not good enough from Bradford. Like, underwhelming. Things can change, though. Things can definitely change. Up next, we have got what might be one of the most miracle story. An absolute miracle of a story. Getting 17 different notifications, so I can't even see where I put the predictions. Alright, I put Bristol Rovers in 9th. I didn't think they would go straight back up. I thought they'd maybe spend the season in League 2 and then build on that to get back up into League 1. They are League 1 mainstays. They slipped out of League 1 at the end of last season, but they've gone straight back up. So once again, I'm wrong. And I'm 6 places off. They finished 3rd, but the story behind them finishing 3rd is the best story that, I mean, you could ever want. So on the last day, Bristol Rovers, I believe, were level with Northampton on points, or... Hold on, let me get this facts of the case. Northampton... Yeah, they were level with Northampton on points, but they were a lot of goals behind. And the only way that they would get promoted is if they beat, I think it was Scunthorpe. If they beat Scunthorpe 7-0 on the final day, that would be the only way they got automatic promotion to League One. And it looked impossible, it looked improbable. But then they only went and won exactly 7-0. It was a crazy, crazy story. And it's a crazy, crazy promotion for Bristol Rovers. So, I mean, I've got to respect it. You've got to respect the grind from Bristol Rovers to score 7 to get themselves back into League One. Obviously, I was wrong. I didn't think they would get straight back up, but they have done. They've proven me wrong. So, any Bristol Rovers fans, I apologise, and fair play to you, and good luck for the League One season. But that is one of the best stories I've seen. They had to win by exactly 7 goals, and they did that. It's fucking wonderful sometimes. Some of the stories you get are just ridiculous. Up next, we've got Carlisle. Now, I thought they were going to be bottom of the pack area. I put them as 20th. They absolutely... Oh, no, I didn't. I put them as 10th. Why did I put them as 10th? I was reading the wrong column there, but I have absolutely no idea why I put them as 10th. I knew they were going to be bottom of the pack. I don't know why I put them as 10th at all. I don't have an answer for that one, really. Yeah, I don't really have any reason behind this, because I didn't think they were going to be good enough to get top half. So why have I put them top half? I have absolutely no idea why I put them top half. I put them 10th. They finished 20th. They were obviously going to survive the whole time. There wasn't any real danger of them going down, but they weren't exactly going to achieve anything in League Two either. 20th place. They are a massive 15 points clear of relegation to the National League. But that's still... You need to build on that if you wanted to try and get up to League One. I think they're a mainstay in League Two now at this point, but I mean, they could always do better. It's just... Why have I put them 10th? I'm more confused at myself. I don't remember putting them 10th. I probably did put them 10th, but I just don't remember why I would do that. Because I've always seen Carlisle as kind of a lower half team, so why put them 10th, I've no idea. Anyway, it doesn't matter. They finished 20th, I said 10th. 10 places off. It's not smart from me. Again, wrong again. Up next, we've got Colchester. This team is... It can be just a... It's literally a surprise package sometimes. They'll either be really, really good, or they'll be really, really bad. This season, they were bad. They finished in 15th. I predicted 16th. You know, one off, I'll take that. I'll happily take one off. That's not too bad at all. Colchester, another team that you see them maybe challenging, or maybe a couple of years ago challenging to get into League One, but they've fallen a bit. They've lost some key players. They've not got a lot of money to rebuild in those areas. It's just not going to be an easy season for Colchester next year either. I think it'll be another mid-table, and they may become League Two mainstays as well. But there was a time when Colchester could have... I think they were in League One for a bit, but they could always get back up there. But now it's just not looking as concrete, which is why I predicted them to finish mid-table, and they've done exactly that. Just in the bottom half, I said 16th. It was 15th. I'll take it. One off isn't too bad. Crawley Town. They finished 12th. Oh, I predicted them 12th. Alright, fair enough. That's one right out of the teams so far. It's the first one we've got correct out of the League Two predictions. I thought they would just be run-of-the-mill 12th place, kind of top half, not challenging, not in any trouble either though. And it was exactly correct. Crawley Town finishing in 12th place. They have a team that can always push a little bit further up, but I didn't think they would this year. There needs to be building on that team for it to actually get somewhere, of course, like most teams. But they definitely don't have any threat. There's no worry about them going down to the National League. There's probably no worries at all. Hopefully that doesn't jinx them and they don't get relegated next year. But I just thought they were just going to be running at a mill. Mid-table side, mainstay in League Two, and they've done exactly that. There's not much more that I can say on that. I was exactly correct. Got one finally on the money. Up next is Exeter, but I've clicked on something here and I didn't mean to. There we go. I predicted them to be... I predicted them as 6th. I predicted them in the playoffs. They've outdone that. They've almost gone and won the league. Exeter getting the second promotion. Well, actually, it's the first technically automatic promotion spot, but it's second place in the league. And honestly, they could have won the league. Forest Green really did slow down a bit. We'll get to them in a second. I believe they're the next team. But Exeter nearly caught up with Forest Green at the end of the season. Only 7 goals separating the Vegans and Exeter, who I've forgotten the nickname of. off the top of my head. But they have done very well this season. They've got the squad to get out of League One. They've done exactly that. It had to be their season this season. I think everyone was thinking Exeter have got to go up. Exeter have got to be the team that will go up this year. Even though I put them in playoffs, I didn't predict them to win the playoffs, so maybe I didn't have as much faith as other people did. But they should be going up with the squad they have, and whether they survive or not is going to be a different matter in League One. But they were definitely one of the candidates for promotion this season, and they've paid that off. I was 4 off with my prediction, but they've definitely got automatic promotion, and they 100% deserve it. And they were only a few goals off winning the league. So once again, fair play to Exeter. Hopefully, they'll survive in League One, and this is going to be the same story for the next team, Forest Green. I didn't think they'd have the quality, to be honest with you, to win the league. I didn't think they'd be that good. I did put them as automatic promotion. I put them in 3rd. I thought they were going to go up this year. They've definitely got a good squad, but I just didn't think it would be enough to get the championship, to get the title. But I was absolutely incorrect. Forest Green ran away with it for long enough. They did slow down towards the end of the season. It nearly cost them, but they never looked like they were going to fall out of those top 3 automatic spots. They always looked like they were going to go up to League One this season. And the quality has shone through, and it's been proven. They've got the good squad depth, they've got good quality, and they've got money to potentially build on it in League One to see if they can maybe survive, and maybe even go further up the leagues, maybe even into the Championship. Back-to-back promotions could be on the cards. I'm maybe thinking a bit too high there, but Forest Green definitely have the quality to survive, and I think they will survive next year, but they deserve the title based off their most of the season form. The last bit of the season sloped off a bit. Maybe if they'd shown that form the whole season, I would have got my prediction right and I would have got them 3rd. But due to the rest of their form this season being absolutely brilliant, until about, it was the last 7 or 8 games, they kind of sloped off. It doesn't matter because they've won the league and they're going up. I was 2 positions off, but fair play to Forest Green. Up next is Harrogate. They finished 19th, and I predicted them 19th. All right, another one correct. It's Harrogate Town. I didn't think that they were going to be in any danger of going down, but I didn't think they would do much more than that. I kind of put them down bottom half of the table in a comfortable spot that they'd survive because they've got enough to survive. I don't see them building on it next year either. They need better players. Obviously, every team needs better players. But I don't see Harrogate as one of those teams that are going to rise up the leagues, rise up the rankings in the football pyramid. I think they're going to be a League 2 mainstay eventually. But it's a good season for them again. Survival once again in League 2. I got the position exactly right. And even though there were 3 teams on the same amount of points, 53 points, I still managed to get that correct. So I'm happy with that at the end of the season because it could have been any of the other teams surrounding them that had that place. So it's another one correct for me. Harrogate a run-of-the-mill lower half of the table season, and I knew it was going to happen, and it's exactly what happened. Predictable for Harrogate. Now Hartlepool, I may have gone a bit savage with these guys. Oh, actually, it's not Hartlepool that I messed up with. Never mind. We'll get to the team I messed up with in a little while. We messed up with quite a few, but I thought Hartlepool was the one that I completely bottle jobbed on. I put them as 21st. I think I predicted them as 21st. Yeah, I predicted them as 21st. I thought they were going to be in a relegation scrap. I didn't think they would go down, but I didn't think it would be by much that they would survive. I thought it's going to be a difficult test for them. I didn't know if they were going to stay up. Hartlepool, they've been in League 2 before. Of course, they've been in the National League for a while. I didn't know if they'd return back. I thought they'd just hold on, and they did. They didn't just hold on, to be fair. They finished a healthy 17th place. That's a whopping 16 points above the relegation zone. They kept themselves safe. They've done very well this season to stay up. It was going to always be the task, I think, for Hartlepool this first season back in League 2 to try and stay up, to try and survive, try not to pull off anything too special. And they've done exactly that. A comfortable 17th place, and I would back that again next season. But they do have a little bit of money to splash if they were to try and build that squad a bit more. I think I'll probably predict them around the same area again next year, but that's a very good season for Hartlepool. If you're a Hartlepool fan, you're happy with staying up and not going back down to the National League on the first time of asking. So fair play to Hartlepool. Great job surviving. On to the next team, which is Leyton Orient, which is a contentious one, to be honest, because there was points this season where it looked like they could have maybe gone up into League One, and they've actually ended up slumping to a 13th place finish, just in the bottom half of the table. Now, I wasn't too bad with this one. I said 15th, but realistically, it's underwhelming from Leyton Orient. They need to be finishing top half, in my opinion. They could have the quality of a League One side, but it hasn't turned out. It's another underwhelming team like Bradford City. I feel like Leyton Orient could be up there, maybe should be up there. They've got the money, they've got the squad. They just, I don't know, they need something to help them push up a little bit. I did say 15th this year. I thought it would be a mid-table season for Leyton Orient, I'm not going to lie, but they do have the potential to get up the rankings and up into those playoff spots, in my opinion. It just wasn't their year, and 2 places off, unfortunately for me. Got it wrong, but hopefully Leyton Orient can build on it, and hopefully I can get it right next year. Right, Mansfield up next. I can't remember what I did with Mansfield. Oh, I predicted them to be... okay, right, I've been way off with this one, and to be honest, I've got my reasons behind it. I just didn't think Mansfield were going to shine. They lost one of their best players in Benning to Port Vale, to their... well, it turns out to be to their playoff rivals, Port Vale, and we'll get to that very, very soon. But I didn't think they were going to do too well. They lost one of the, I think it was the captain as well. They lost him, and they lost a couple of their other players as well, who are key members of the team. And it just didn't seem like they were going to do well this season, in my opinion. I didn't think they were going to come to anything. So I put them as 17th. I didn't think they would go down. I thought they would just be kind of hanging around that area of the table, 17th place, just mid-table. Maybe build on that next season, but they've just gone and proven me wrong. They finished 7th. They've actually ended up finishing in a playoff spot. So fair play to Mansfield. They did make it to the playoff final as well. So I've looked stupid here completely with this prediction. So I apologise to any Mansfield fans watching. I did do a career mode, or I tried to do a career mode of Mansfield, I remember at one point, but then the save corrupted, so I couldn't continue with that, unfortunately. But I do owe an apology to some Mansfield fans for getting 10 places off. I under-expected of you, and I apologise. They did lose in the playoff final, unfortunately, so they won't be going to League One, but it's a very good season for Mansfield anyway, in my opinion. Up next, we've got Newport, and I believe I was close to this. Another one that I was 2 off. I thought they would just finish bottom half of the table. I didn't think they would have much chance of going up to League One, in my opinion. I mean, they might do in the future. I just didn't think it would happen this season, so I put them in 13th. I maybe should have put them top half, arguably. I ended up not doing. I put them in 13th, and they finished 11th. So it's 2 off again. It's a close one, but they were just hanging around that mid-table area. There is potential for this squad as well. There's a lot of potential for some of these teams. League 2 is always one of the fun ones, because it's always so close to see who will go up to League 1. And it's not really a different story here. It's kind of the same story. Top 9, or I should say actually 3rd to 9th, were only separated by 5 points. So it was very close again. But Newport, a bit off the pace. I think they can build on it and maybe push the playoffs next year. But this year, mid-table is what I predicted, and mid-table is what they got. So I was 2 places off. Northampton. Now, I've got this right, but only by a miracle did I get it right. Northampton finishing in 4th place. I predicted them to be 4th place. I didn't expect them to get automatics. I thought they would hang around on playoffs. And I think at the start of the season, I predicted Northampton and Bradford in the playoff final. I did think they had enough quality to get in the playoffs and maybe could have snagged automatic promotion. But of course, the earlier miracle we were referencing with Bristol Rovers getting a 7-0 win when they needed the exact 7-goal margin. It's just insane. And it's only thanks to that miracle, unfortunately for Northampton, that they've just missed out on automatic promotion. And not only that, they'll feel robbed as well, because they lost their playoff semi-final as well. I can't remember who they were against. They were against Mansfield. They lost the playoff semi-final to Mansfield. And it was a story of so close yet so far for Northampton this season. It's unfortunate, but I think that they'll be one of the top 3 next year. I'm calling it as a bold prediction. They've got a very good squad. They've got enough of a squad. They've got a bit of money to splash should they need to use it to get reinforcements in. Whether they do that and whether they do get top 3, it remains to be seen. But Northampton do, unfortunately, have another season in League 2. And of course, as well, I'll just say, I don't know if you guys can hear, but if you can hear my dog barking, I apologise. She is very loud. Oldham Athletic. Now, this is a story. This is a story for all of them here. I put them as 18th. They've not been brilliant. Well, I didn't think they would do brilliant, and I thought they would just slump to an 18th place finish. I didn't think they would break into top half or do anything special. I thought they'd just be kind of just there, a sort of thing side in 18th place, but I was incorrect. They have finished 23rd, and Oldham are going to be not in the game next year. They're in the National League for the 2022-2023 season. And an interesting stat here that I read on the final day when this happened. Oldham Athletic are the only team to have been in the Premier League and gone all the way down to the National League. Of course, since it was rebranded as the Premier League, I believe that fact is checked out as. But the only team that have been in the Premier League that have gone down to the National League. That just shows a fall from grace for Oldham, and it's unfortunate, but they will be playing National League football next year. I don't know where it's gone wrong, because they don't have an awful squad, and they do have a bit of money they can spend, but I probably, again, is squad depth. And at the end of the day, Oldham, I think they'll just bounce back, and I won't be paying attention to the National League, I'll be straight up transparent with you, but I think Oldham will just bounce back up to League 2 at the first time of asking, but it's just a shock. A club with that history, a club that's been in the Premier League in the past 3 decades, is now down in the National League, and it might not be the only club to ever do that. There'll probably be more clubs going down from the Premier League all the way to the National League, but Oldham are the first to do it. They won't be the last, but it'll be a little while, I think, till we see it again, unless Bradford have a massive capitulation. But unfortunate for Oldham. Hopefully they can bounce straight back, but it's just their history. It's just not. It's not what you want. It's not what you want. Up next, we've got Port Vale. Now, this is who I was on about when I was talking about Northampton losing the playoff final. The winners of said playoff final were Port Vale, and they will play League 1 football next season. In 8th place is where I predicted them. I thought they'd just be outside the playoffs. I thought they'd have a good enough squad to push for those playoffs, but then just end up ultimately on the wrong side of the top 7. But I was proven wrong. They finished in 5th. I was 3 off, but the prediction looks a whole lot worse now, because not only did I not predict them in the playoffs, in real life, they not only got in the playoffs, they won the bastard things, and they will be going into League 1, like I said. And I did actually watch the highlights of it, and you know how I was talking about Benning leaving Mansfield? He scored the 3rd goal to seal the promotion for Port Vale. Now that has got to be a kick in the teeth, if anything is a kick in the teeth. Your former player, you send them out to Port Vale, it's their first season, they come back, playoff final against your former club, and you score the 3rd goal to ensure promotion. If you're Mansfield, you're probably kicking yourself. Port Vale exceeding my expectations, not by much. I did think they were going to be up there, I just didn't think they were going to be there. But Port Vale into League 1, best of luck to them for the next season. Rochdale, now this is another one I've got absolutely wrong. I've got no idea. Some of these are horrific, I'm not going to lie to you. I've got them in 5th. Now, why on earth have I got them in 5th, you might ask? And the thing is, I just don't have an answer. I just don't. Sometimes I just don't have answers. I feel like Rochdale do have one of the few teams in League 2 that do have the squad depth to pull off something like a playoff. But I may be I did over-expect. I completely over-expected, because they finished 18th. I was a whopping 13 places off. There was no way Rochdale should be slumping to an 18th, in my opinion. It should be a top half finish for them, realistically. I don't think they'll be going up to League 1 again anytime soon, but there is no way that they should be down in 18th. 5th was probably a bit over-expectant, a bit overachieving, but 18th is definitely underachieving by a long shot, a complete and utter long shot. And it's poor from Rochdale, but that is where they finished, and it's made me look like a total plonker. Speaking of looking like a total plonker, Salford. They've got the money, they've got the backing, they've got the squad, they've got everything they need to get in to League 1. So why have they finished 10th? There's absolutely no way Salford should not be in those top spots for League One. They've got a good squad, like I said. They've got strong players. They've got the financial backing of the class of '92 from Manchester United. It's ridiculous how they've not managed to get up into League One. I didn't think it would take... Well, I mean, I didn't think it would be a quick process for Salford to go straight up into League One, because they've been in League Two now for a few seasons. But I thought this would be the season. I thought this would be the moment that they would go up. They'd dominate League Two, go into League One. Obviously, I was wrong. I predicted them to win the whole thing. I did. I predicted them to win the whole thing. And I don't think that's a prediction that is too bad at the start of the season, because there'll probably be a lot of people who expected a lot out of Salford, expect them to be up there, maybe not winning the title, or maybe over-expected and overreached for that one, but it should be Salford in League One, and how they finished 10th is beyond me, and they need to find something to fix stuff at that club, because they have the quality, they have the money, they just don't have the performances on the pitch, it seems like. So I was 9 off, and it's made me look like an idiot. Now, Scunthorpe, this is one of the ones I really should have known. I probably should have put them as bottom in my predictions. They've just been falling and falling and falling. They don't have half the squad they had. They don't have half the money they had. They don't have half the passion they had either. And they have slumped to bottom of the league in League Two. 24th place. They'll be playing National League next season. I'm thinking back from when I was like younger. I remember seeing Scunthorpe in the Championship with some quality players playing brilliant football, and it's just the iron have fallen so far and so fast. And I thought, oh, maybe they'll be able to stop themselves before it gets too bad. Unfortunately, that hasn't come to pass. I predicted them 20th, but I really shouldn't have done that. I should have predicted relegation for them, because they didn't look fully organised at the start of the season. A lot of people predicted them to go down. I've seen do League Two predictions. So I probably should have predicted them to go down. I wanted to have faith in them. It's not come to fruition. The Iron will be playing National League football along with Oldham next season. And I honestly don't know if Scunthorpe will come straight back up. I think Oldham will, but Scunthorpe I'm not 100% on. So that's unfortunate for the Iron, but it is the way it is. Stevenage. This is always a tricky one to predict, because Stevenage will either play really well or really bad. They're like a wild card kind of team. They were in League One for a brief period, came back down to League Two. Of course, in League Two this season. I said 14th, I thought mid-table. I assumed mid-table would be good for them. I thought it would just be a run-of-the-mill season. I didn't think they'd build on anything towards promotion. They don't seem to have the squad as much anymore. They don't have the money as much anymore. I didn't think it'd be anything special, but I didn't think it would be as bad as it has been. They've been dragged into relegation battle a bit. They've managed to do... They've done more than enough to survive, but it could have been relegation at a point. Yeah, it's not a great season for Stevenage. 21st is where they finished. 14th is where I predicted. 7 places off. Something needs to change if they want to avoid going down to National League as well. This is the team where I've absolutely fucked this up completely. I have absolutely fucked this up. But in my defence, Sutton have definitely overachieved this season. They've definitely exceeded everyone's expectations. If you're putting Sutton in the top half of your predictions, you've got Sutton wrong with you. Sorry, that wasn't funny. They finished 8th. They were bordering on breaking into the playoffs. They were 1 point off making it into the playoffs. That is ridiculous. They don't have the squad depth. They don't have the money. How the fuck have they finished 8th? I mean, fair play to them. Well done. Any Sutton fans, I am truly apologetic, because I have got you bottom of the Football League. And I put you 24th because I didn't think they'd have the depth or the performances. I just didn't think it would go well for you. I thought you'd go down this time around. But fucking hell. Talk about exceeding expectations. I may have been harsh by putting them in the relegation zone, but I did not think that they would finish 8th. And that if anyone else said they would finish 8th, they're a fucking liar. I'm 16 off. That's the worst prediction I've had out of this league. And I'm sorry to any Sutton fans. But I bet even the Sutton fans didn't think they would finish 8th. So, like, it's a very good season for Sutton. They've overachieved. I'm fair play to them. And I don't know what to expect from them next season, though. Swindon Town. This is another team that I thought had the quality to get an automatic promotion spot, had the players to get an automatic promotion spot, and they would get back up to League One. Now, I wasn't a million miles away with this prediction. I did put them as automatics. They finished 6th in the playoffs. They didn't win the playoffs, of course, knocked out by Port Vale in the semi-finals, but they were definitely up there, and it could have been a lot closer. It was only 3 points off that third automatic promotion spot. Like I said, it's very tight at the top. First place had 84, second place had 84, then third to ninth went from 80 to 75. There was only 9 points between first and ninth. That's how close, that's how tight League 2 is. And Swindon, just a couple more results their way, I would have been correct, but Swindon did make it to the playoffs, didn't get back up to League 2, but they've got to be the favourites to maybe try and get up this time around next season. If they can keep the squad they've got, if they can maybe invest it well in some more players, some more weakened areas, I don't see Swindon having another season in League 2. Tranmere Rovers. Is this the last team? It might be the last team, but regardless, I did have them very low. I had them bottom half at the start of the season, but before I submitted my predictions kind of thing, I did move them up to 11th, and it turned out to be a good move. It wasn't quite correct because they finished 9th, but it was a good move. They've got a squad that can get playoffs. They just couldn't get it this year. And the thing is, Tranmere are a difficult one to predict because I'm pretty sure, and I've not checked this in a while for any of the other teams, but I'm pretty sure they've had League One football before. I don't know when it was. It was the COVID season, and they got relegated due to the season ending early. They finished in 21st, and it was unfairly that they got relegated. So I thought, oh, maybe they'll push for automatics again. That's why I put them just below. I maybe should have put them a bit higher, but there was other teams that I felt should be above them. Carlisle, I don't know why I've got them 10th, to be honest with you. Probably should have put Tranmere there. Probably should have put Tranmere a bit higher. I did think they would get kind of around that area. I didn't think they would push playoffs, but I did think they would get there. 2 off isn't bad, but it's not good either. So, Tranmere, once again, another season in League 2. This got to be the final team. Is this the final team? It is. The final team of the predictions then. Walsall. I have put them as 22nd. They finished 16th. I genuinely thought these guys would be battling relegation, and there were times where I was looking right. Walsall's performances weren't brilliant the entire season, but they managed to save it. They managed to turn it around, finishing 16th. It's a difficult one for Walsall. It's difficult to predict Walsall because they're not that good in just blunt, straight up form. They don't have the depth. They've got money, but they don't really spend it. And it's just. I thought they would finish down near the relegation zone. I thought they'd have enough to survive, but I thought they'd be down a bit further than they were. And obviously, I was proven wrong. They finished 16th, a comfortable season for them, and once again, I'm proven wrong. So out of those, I got 3 correct, which I think is actually the most out of any of the leagues. So I'll happily take it, but it's so hard to predict these and try and get them right. There's a couple I got 1 off, there's a few I got 2 off, but I think League 2 might have been my worst in terms of overall predictions, especially teams like Rochdale. I over-expected them. Sutton, I fully underestimated them. I don't think anyone expected Sutton to get into where they got to. But relegation is probably a bit harsh. Mansfield, bit of an awful prediction for me there, a bit of a shocker. Bradford City wasn't the greatest prediction, but A, that was a biased prediction, if I'm being honest with you. I thought they'd get playoffs. More, I wanted them to get playoffs, but I thought they'd sneak that final playoff spot. And B, a full season under Mark Hughes, I think they will get a playoff spot next season at the very least. But anyway, that is going to end my League 2 reactions. That's all the reactions done now for the 2021-2022 season. I'll be doing predictions, of course, for the 2022-2023 season come August. We'll see what we're looking at then. But I hope you guys have enjoyed. Tomorrow it will be NXT in your house predictions, and then on Sunday, of course, Hell in a Cell predictions, and then a new series on Monday. I've given the hint, it is involving FIFA, but it's a new series that I'm going to be doing very, very soon. But I hope you guys have enjoyed these reactions. Put in the comments how many you got right if you want to. Probably more than I did. See you next time, though, for NXT in your house predictions.